Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is, y'all can see my water bottle right here. Just ignore that. Okay, but this is JLeesCorner. This is my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 5, Episode 5. This episode was a lot, but a little and a lot at the same dang on time. But let's move past that. If you have not done so already, please come on me to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird. JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Boom. Okay, let's breathe it in and breathe it out. Y'all ready? Okay. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Inhale and exhale. Okay. And remember to relax, to relate, to release, center yourself and anyone around you. Because we all need to, just breathe it on out sometimes and whatnot. Okay, you can also like this video, comment in the comment section. You can also share it on your social media by hitting the share button. You can also follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. Links to all that stuff is down below in the description box. Let's get to it. So we see Candace and Chris or whatever sitting at home. And Chris, is that you? You're here? What are you drinking? Wine? Where you get wine from? You open some wine? I'm like, girl, really? Okay, but I guess so bad. And I'm like, we can tell that Chris and Candace don't have good sex because she was too careful kissing him. I mean, when you have to say, oh, careful, she had on like lip gloss. Anyone that is too concerned with how their lipstick looks, instead of kissing their husband, can't have good sex because you're too concerned with your makeup than the sex of it all. Okay, I wear red lipstick or whatever, and when I kiss dude, he's like, kiss it. You know what I'm saying? We got baby wipes all over the place. Leave it be or whatnot, okay? So she brings up how they're still house hunting because if they want to have kids, they need more space. I'm looking like, I guess that makes sense. The last house was like $5 million that she couldn't afford. Then it went down to $2 million she couldn't afford. Now this one was like $1 million. Do you really need $1 million house that you can't afford? I mean, I guess so. Now, she tells Chris how, I went to the party or whatever. I apologized to Giselle, I'm saying. And she said okay for that part of me, I'm saying, that house thing or whatnot. But she was upset because she had heard, I told Wendy that she was a monster or whatever. And then, Monique invited all the ladies to her lake house. I'm saying the guys would come up like on the last day or whatever. But I don't think I want to go. He's like, why not? Well, because I'm good on Monique. He like, look, you may have issues with one person, but you can't not go on, a trip with the ladies because you beef with one person. That don't make no sense. Well, I guess you right. I mean, he is right. Chris don't have time for you at home bugging him. Okay, he like, gone with your friends, girl, or your non-friends. But get out of my face with it or whatever. We see Giselle, I feel like her closet situation should be better. I have that shoe rack in my house, in my apartment. You spend $900 on a house, but got an Amazon shoe rack in your closet. Not in your closet, in your room. Girl, I just want Giselle to be better. I want her to be more organized. I feel like, girl, use your money wisely. Don't spend $900 on a house, get it remodeled and rebuilt or whatever, and your shoes on an Amazon shoe rack that costs $20 in your bedroom. Do something better, okay? But anyway, Giselle is talking on the phone with Jamal's assistant. Jamal stays in Atlanta most of the time and whatnot, and she's over there in Potomac. And, she talks to the assistant regularly to find out his schedule. I'm like, shouldn't that be between you and Jamal? Is he that busy? He can't have those kind of conversations. Why? Girl, I digress. Anyway, but she brings up how, they do this because, again, they're long distance. So they're consistently making sure that his schedule allows time for him to see and talk to them per his assistant or whatever. I just wish sometimes, because sometimes you want to call and say, come over. But I can't because he don't live here. Well, long distance dick. Okay, we then see Ashley and Michael chit-chatting. We see that Michael ain't shit even more in this episode, mainly because he's telling Ashley how, you have to take the baby with you on the girls trip because he's too young to be without you for 3 days. Let's be clear. Michael ain't shit. He ain't shit. Ain't more to say besides he ain't shit. Now, Abby says, I know, I'm going to take him with me. It's okay. But I feel like it's more that Michael wants her to take him with her than her wanting to not have a break. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Yeah, or whatever. It's just weird that he's pushing this. Girl, Michael ain't shit. Now, over at Monique's house, she's giving a long explanation over all the work that went into her getting her lake house together and fixed up for the girls to be there. So she brings up how Giselle and her will be riding together on the trip to kind of talk and get to know one another, and also Karen will be there too. Boom. Okay, so we see the three of them, you know what I'm saying? Little road trip, little road trip, little road trip, or whatever. Monique does tease a little bit, with Karen saying, oh, look at her little crop top, showing off her little top ab. That's really, really cute. The little one ab up top. I'm like, girl, come on now. But then when we see Giselle and Karen, girl, Karen read Giselle for filth. Oh, I hope her fashion don't run off on Monique. She can't dress. I'm ashamed to be seen with her by how she dressed. Thank God she pretty because she can't dress. I get a headache talking about her clothes. I'm like, ooh, Karen. Okay. Now, she brings up how Ashley's coming on a trip and Ashley's bringing the baby. You know what I'm saying? How she don't know if Candace gonna come on a trip, but she was invited. You know what I'm saying? She brings up how, Wendy was also invited too. We do see Wendy at home and she's breast pumping her breast because, again, she's going on a trip. This is gonna be a big retreat for me. I cannot believe I have a whole trip away from my kids. I am so ready for this. So in the car, Giselle is telling them how Wendy told Robin how, she feels as if Karen and Ray don't really be having sex. I'm saying, I don't know why she concerned about my sex or my husband. I don't know her. Like, why is she speaking on me? Because this is Housewives, okay? That's why she's doing it. Anyway, they get to her house, her lake house. It is a beautiful house. And the whole gated community, it seems very secluded. Okay, it is very, very nice. It is their second home with mom. It's on the lake. It's a big old lake. It was really, really cute. Okay, and they have a guest house. Okay, you had to take the golf cart to the guest house, which is way down there. It's a huge estate, to say the least, or whatnot. Now we see Robin gets there too, and they're riding around looking at the rooms. Who's gonna stay where? Because there's 4 bedrooms in the main house. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom guest house. So Robin and Giselle decide to stay at the guest house so they can have their own bathroom. But the fact that Robin and Giselle was kind of making fun of the house a little bit there, I'm like, first of all, Robin, shut up, okay? Because your house is probably smaller than the guest house, okay? You was in a whole goddamn a little condo townhouse. You can't talk about someone's guest house on their estate of their lake house that is their second house when you don't own your first house, okay? Let's make that clear. But I digress. Anyway, dumb. Karen brings up how, Wendy, who's gonna be there, whatever. I want to get to know her because I do not know her, besides the fact that she keep bringing up how she has 4 degrees and she is a, commentator on TV or whatever. Like, what else is it I want to know more about her or whatever. And we then see we see Candace gets there. Moving on. So we then see Wendy gets there and everything. And when Wendy gets there, Monique brings up how, everyone's on their way still. Ashley's coming. And with the room situation, Giselle and Robin's in the house. I have them at the bedroom. Karen picked this other room. And the last rooms left have like 2 beds. One has bunk beds in the crib. And Ashley will take the one with the bunk beds in the crib because she's bringing her son. Which makes Wendy upset. I have never had a girl trip with someone bringing a baby. That's just, I'm like, why are you so mad or whatever? As they all sitting around getting to know one another, you know what I'm saying? When he brings up, I want to get to know all of you. I want to talk with y'all, and go deep, get deeper into knowing everyone. And then we see T'Challa sees through her bullshit and attacks, okay? Honey, T'Challa flew through the air real slow, like, I mean, the bird wasn't really attacking her. The bird was just flying from one place to the other. But the way Wendy screamed for dear life, as if the bird was gonna murder her, and what, girl, I cackled the whole goddamn time. It was funny to me, okay? But birds, look, animals feel energy. Wendy had negative energy because she was upset because her baby wasn't with her. And the bird felt that. And the bird thinking, I'm going to fly near your ass. Calm down. Okay, but I digress. So we then see, Ashley gets there and everything. And, oh, it's the baby, it's the baby, it's the baby, it's the baby, or whatever. And then it's a whole thing between Ashley and Wendy. Wendy brings up, Ashley, you're here with the baby, and she's like, yeah, I'm a new mom. I'm saying I brought my son. Wendy then says, well, I'm a new mom too. You know what I'm saying? And I left my baby at home. Robin and Giselle then say, well, no, you have a new baby, but you're not a new mom. Like, you had three, that's your third kid. Like, this is her first child. So, like, she is really a new mom, and you just have a new baby. Now, I seen people debating back and forth. I don't think it matters, but I do think Wendy acting as if she don't know that first time new moms is different. First time new moms sometimes do not want to leave their child, but a third time new mom wants that break because you have three kids. So it was that whole thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so as like I'm a new mom, my husband has to go to work, you know what I'm saying? I wanted my child with me, like you have a nanny, what do you want me to do? And then when he brings up, well, my husband works too, he's an attorney, you know what I'm saying, but he still was with our kids or whatever, and you have a nanny too. But Ashley nanny is just her best friend who's there, so she's not really a nanny. Honey, Wendy was like, I sacrificed and suffered to be here, pumping my breast. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no sympathy for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any sympathy for you being a new mom because I know it can be done for you to not bring your kid on a trip. And I'm like, what? How did we get here? Wendy, in my opinion, I won't say she was being aggressive. I would say that she was being emotional, that she was being a little bit irrational. How are you upset because someone else didn't leave their kid at home? Like, it was dumb at this point in time or whatever. But Ashley, like, look, I never asked for your sympathy. Like, I didn't ask. Like, I don't get that. I didn't ask you for shit. You know what I'm saying? But you should just mind your business. FaceTime your kids, you know what I'm saying, and leave me be. Like, go on about your business, leave me be. And then everyone is confused. They like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how is everyone like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't, it's just dumb. Ashley's like, I feel like she's projecting her insecurities on me because she just couldn't bring her kid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Robin brings up, my second kid, like, sometimes I forget his name. You know what I'm saying? So I get, it's like Wendy just tripping because her third kid may have to be on her mind and whatnot. I say, girl, to me, it was a dumb conversation. A dumb argument. But I do blame Wendy for it. I think in this situation, Ashley didn't start it. So upstairs they didn't broke it all up or whatever, and Monique and Wendy talked. And then it's like, so what's going on with you? When it was there, are you okay? Well, for me, I just wish I knew I could have brought my baby. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know. And Monique said, well, I didn't know that. Like, Ashley asked me, could she bring her baby? And I said, sure, it was not a big issue, whatever. So it wasn't as if you could not bring your kid. But, like, we don't know you just yet. So we don't know how you communicate. We don't know what to ask you. Like, we don't know, that about you just yet or whatever. But, had you asked me, could you bring your child? I would have said, yeah. And I've seen people on social media, on IG or on Twitter, like, you know what I'm saying, why didn't Monique offer that to Wendy? She didn't offer it to Abby. Abby asked her. And you have to ask people. If Wendy was told no kids allowed, you can't bring your kid. If she was told that and then we seen Ashley there with her baby, then yes, she could have been pissed off. But the fact that she said, I just did not know I could have brought my child because you didn't ask. Anyway. So, but Monique said, okay, I guess so you was more just frustrated because you missed your kid. She's like, well, yeah, it's a lot on me or whatever, but I was just mad about that. It had nothing at all to do with Ashley, but she took it out on her, which in my opinion is wrong. I don't care how much I don't like Ashley. When she don't have fault in something, she can't just be the one that people just go off on. And you can kind of tell that Wendy is basing things also off of Candace's issues. Candace did not like Ashley, so I feel like Wendy feel like I can go at her because my ally is Candace, and Candace don't like her, so you know what I'm saying, it can be that thing, and that's dumb. So we do see Candace drive over to the house or whatever, and her and Giselle have a conversation, okay? Because she like, I want to come over and say hi and just talk to you, whatever, because I want to say that I am sorry about some things or whatever, because the whole thing I brought about you on Twitter, and Giselle like weird because I said a little joke about you in your house shopping or whatever, and you then threw a whole bullet at my head. I don't get that. And so I want to apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I should have came to you versus going to social media, but I didn't know if we had that kind of relationship just yet. So in the future, I know to do that and to not go on social media. So they made up. Boom, pow, pow. which I think is big of Candace. And y'all know I don't like her, but I do appreciate her being able to acknowledge the bullshit of it all, and just say, hey, my bad, I didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? She not went that far, and next time I'll do better. Now we then see Monique's backyard. This was where they had dinner in her backyard at her lakefront house. I'm like, bitch, the fact that Robin and Giselle was talking shit about the house, y'all wish y'all had this. I'm like, girl, this is why Giselle don't like Monique now, because she got these nice ass houses, and you know what I'm saying, she don't. But it was an amazing space. They had a whole little chef and everything. It looked so nice. Just so nice, okay? And they all come and sit down or whatever, and they're playing, you know what I'm saying, little game. Where is it at? They all sitting down, breaking bread. And look, girl, that is the backyard of her lake house. Okay? That is the backyard of her lake house, her second house. She has 4 of them. Anyway, so they're playing the game of curiosity, okay? And that means everyone will ask a question, and whoever asks your question is to get deeper into knowing who you are as a person or whatever. And so Monique asked Candace, for your childhood, how was it, were the kids around you, whatever. And she brings up, I was one of the only, I was one of the few black girls in my neighborhood, in my school or whatever, so growing up was kind of tough for me. And then Ashley said, oh, was that why you took African American studies in college? And she's like, well, yeah, that was it. Honey, Giselle then say, oh, is that why you got a nose job? And she was like, I got a nose job? But she's like, yeah, I thought it was common. You got a nose job, right? She's like, I didn't say I got a nose job. Honey, production was Pat T, okay? Yes, Candace had a nose job, okay? Candace looked just like her mama before her nose job. And now we see she looked different because of the nose job. Girl, the fact that she tried to act as if she did not have one, like the pictures would not show that them nostrils is different, honey. Yes, you had a whole nose job. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But don't lie, Craig. Do not lie, Craig. Okay, anyway, they kept talking or whatever. Candace then asked Robin if her and Juan will really ever get married. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it or whatever. And so now the ball is in his court. And of course, Giselle knows that he's planning to propose, but no one else knows that. And she's I'm so excited that I know, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, Karen. Karen then asked Giselle, so Giselle, since Jamal has already cheated on you, okay, and had babies doing it, how is it like, being back with the man who did all that? And I was like, bitch, Karen, girl, you have to love the way Karen was dragging Giselle all episode, okay? From her badass fashions to her cheating ass boyfriend of a husband, of an ex, is too much. Well, Karen, it's about forgiveness. I'm saying, and that happened 12 years ago. I'm like, but it still happened. We then see Giselle ask Ashley, well, has your booty hole healed all the way yet? She's like, well, no, it hasn't, not yet, you know what I'm saying, but it is what it is. Which made Karen then say, well, thank you for bringing it up at the dinner table last time, whatever, but is your booty hole important in your marriage? Like, do you use your booty hole a lot in your marriage? Which made them all laugh. They said, well, Karen, well, how about you? Karen said, my booty hole is retired. I say, girl, not booty hole. It's just a booty hole. I'm like, it was a good key of this dinner, okay? And then Karen gets to Wendy, I just want you to know, I've heard some stuff. I heard from Giselle or from Robin that you had things to say about me and my marriage and my husband, you know what I'm saying, about our sex life. Like, do you have something to say to me, Karen? And she's like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, since I've met you, you always dismiss me. Like, it's like a hi, but bye thing or whatever. And then Karen said, I don't think I do that. They then show a clip from the Sippency, I think it was, where, Wendy says, hey, Karen. Oh, hey, Wendy. So. And so she turns around and has another conversation or whatever. But Karen, like, look, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time we've ever sat down for like more than 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know you, know what I'm saying? And, if you want to know me, then, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. Wendy then says, Karen, we're on the same committee, and then we're on the same subcommittee of that committee. So Karen put up this, okay, to make it real crystal clear, okay, for the record. So it's crystal clear. There was never a board meeting nor a subcommittee where you, Wendy, and I physically were in one another's presence. Okay, we never had a face-to-face meeting. Any conference calls where we were participants were not visual. Okay, no Zoom, Skype, period. Adding to that, there was a snapshot of or two of you and I posing on a red carpet, and that is the extent of our relationship. Until you started hanging out with the real Housewives of Potomac ladies, I've never broken bread with you before that. I'm looking forward to our dinner. Meaning, Wendy kept saying we're on the same committee, this same committee, that, and Karen's point was we are, but we've never been in the same room to like do whatever. And so I believe Karen. I believe Karen. Now Karen then said, like, before you ask me about my cooch, about my husband, about my marriage, like, let me and you sit and talk whatever and break bread and like have a conversation. Okay, we can do that. So that thing is squashed. So Wendy then brings up, I guess, I'm a tough nut to crack. I get that. I'm saying I can be difficult sometimes. Monique then say, we know because we saw how you was in the kitchen that morning or whatever. It was kind of crazy. And then Giselle brings up, like, yeah, you know, that whole thing between you and Abby, like, that was your fault, Wendy. She's like, what? Giselle, no, it wasn't. She's like, well, no, it was or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, it wasn't all my fault. She said, I'm a new mom. It was a tender subject. I was just being passionate. And Ash was like, no, you were ferocious. Like, it was very, very, it was a lot. It was a whole lot of whatever. You even spoke on my husband, you know, brought up me and my baby, whatever you're saying. You just popped off on me, like, and I didn't do shit. So at this point, they kind of fussing back and forth. And it was a whole, you know, it was really a, you know, these two at the table fussing and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So as they fussing back and forth, Robin like, Giselle, did she even apologize yet? She's like, no, she didn't. Because again, I do feel like Wendy should apologize to Ashley for this situation earlier, because Ashley didn't do shit this time. I'm gonna say it's kind of crazy or whatnot. So Wendy then says, as they're fussing back and forth, to Ash, like, you not even mad about what I said. You mad about how I said it or whatever. And they're like, well, yeah, because even how you said it was crazy. Like, it made no sense or whatever. Let's calm down, is what Monique said or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And all the ladies say to Wendy, like, we just feel like, you know what I'm saying, we get that you were frustrated about your child not being here, you know what I'm saying, but you took those frustrations out on Abby. And she says, well, yeah, I did. Like, she admits that she did take it out on her. They said, so don't you think you should, like, just say sorry because she didn't do anything to you for you to treat her that way? And she was like, no, I don't think I owe her any kind of apology. I'm like, how do you not think you owe her an apology? What? Poor Kay? What happened? And whatever. How you admitted that you acted out, but you don't think you should say, I'm not, you have 4 degrees. You are a professor at Johns Hopkins. How? Really? But you know what, to me, you know what this means to me? People can be highly educated and not be a people person. They may not have good social skills, because any adult person who's that educated should know, if you take your aggression, your frustration that you admit that you have, you were frustrated based on missing your child, you took that out on someone else who did nothing to you besides come there with their own child. For you to admit that's what you did, but you still feel as if I don't owe that person any apology, you are a fucked up individual. Something in you needs to soften. Okay, but I also feel like the reason she did not apologize is because it was Ashley, and she has issue with Ashley based on Candace, and Candace is her sidekick or whatever. So I'm like, to me, that was some bullshit. So Ash like, okay, I'm done with you. You know, if you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can just, go at people or whatever and not apologize, I'm done with you. Fine. So Robin was like, well, wait, let's not do that or whatever. Let's say if it was me. If it was me, if you did something that you knew was wrong, You still wouldn't want to say sorry to me. She was like, no, I don't think what I did warrants an apology. So, no, I would not apologize to anybody. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of crazy. Ashley then says, see, that's why you don't have many female friends, because she brought up earlier she don't have many female friends. So Ashley then throws the dart and says this is why, because you don't feel the need to say sorry to people who you have offended for nothing. Okay. No, bitch. You said I don't have I don't have female friends because I don't deal with fake bitches like you. I'm looking like, why she gotta be a bitch? It went from 0 to 100, and I'm like, Ashley didn't do shit. Like, it wasn't. Wendy's responses to Ashley didn't match. Wendy don't know Ashley. She's new to the group. How can you have this kind of anger towards someone who you don't know? Like, you don't have any issue with her. So how can you say how do you know she's a fake bitch? She then says, I'm checking your ass. I'm saying, check, bitch. She didn't say bitch. She said, check. I'm saying, I don't talk to your kind. People like you can't call me Wendy. You can only call me doctor. Address me correctly. I'm like, what do you mean by people like her? Wendy has rubbed me the wrong way, and I feel like I was seeing on social media people saying, oh, why is because she's a dark-skinned girl that she's being, aggressive? If she was light-skinned and had the same mannerism, it would be. Ashley's aggressive. Giselle's aggressive. I don't like when people like to make it seem as if someone happens to be darker skinned, we can't call them out on their bullshit. Ashley ain't shit sometimes too, and she's aggressive as well. But in this situation, she didn't do shit. Wendy was being aggressive. Wendy was being extra. Wendy made a whole goddamn fool of herself because you were making an issue where there was none. And I did not like the whole thing. I don't talk to your kind. What do you mean? Because let's be honest, if Ashley had said that to her, people would be pissed. Okay? And it's just, I don't get it. I just don't. I don't talk to your kind. Your kind can't talk to me. Can't call me Wendy. Call me doctor. Bitch, you not a doctor on the show. You are a castmate. Okay, a first season person. She doing too much. It's like, is she boring and she wants to bring the heat, and so she's like, let me be this person. But I'm like, again, I told y'all. I said episode 1 when we met her, I said she gonna fuck around and mess up her reputation as a professor, as a 4-degree person or whatever on the show, fussing with people. And look what she's doing, fussing with people for no reason, and then saying I was offensive, but I'm not gonna apologize. Just not smart. Okay, just not smart. And that's how I went off. Everyone confused. Everybody heard going off, but I believe that be. Anyway, that was it. Peace.